Hey, love. Wherever you are watching from, I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Because this conversation might change the way you see your whole life. I am not here to give you another motivational talk. I'm not here to tell you just to raise your vibration or repeat affirmations until you believe them. I'm here to tell you the truth. And I'm here to walk with you into places where most people won't go. The real places, the messy ones, the unconscious ones, the places where manifestation doesn't work and nobody tells you why. So let's go there. You see, people always ask me, Marinela, I've done everything. I visualize, I write my goals, I meditate. Why the hell is my life still the same? And when I look at them, when I really feel into their field, I don't see laziness. I don't see failure. I see trauma. I see emotional freezing. I see some conscious loyalty to old suffering. And no amount of scripting can override a nervous system that doesn't feel safe to receive. I will say again, no amount of scripting can override a nervous system that doesn't feel safe to receive. No vision board can override a subconscious mind that still believes if I succeed, I will lose love. No affirmation will stick if your inner child is still waiting for the chaos to return. So let's begin this life with the truth that might hurt, but will free you. You are not blocked because you are doing something wrong. You are blocked because your body is doing exactly what it was trained to do, protect you from disappointment. Your trauma doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about survival. Let me say it again. Not as a coach, but as someone who's been there. Your trauma doesn't care about your dream life. It cares about what feels familiar. Even if that familiar thing, it's pain. And here is the kicker. Your conscious mind might want love, might want wealth, might want peace. But your subconscious mind wants control, wants repetition, wants predictability, even if that predictability is hell. That's why some people keep manifesting more of what they don't want. They are not broken, they are loyal to their past. Let me ask you something right now. Who do you think you are betraying if you become happy? Hmm? Just sit with that for a second. Because for some of you, happiness feels like betrayal. If I had money, my mom would feel less than. If I fall in love, I will lose my friends. If I heal, I will have to leave people behind. So, what do? We stay small. We stay emotional, loyal to the pain. We keep trying to manifest from a place of fear, control, urgency. And the universe responds with silence, not because it hates you, but because it's waiting for you to change your vibration at the root, not in the mind, in the body, in the patterns, in the nervous system. Let's go deeper. Let's talk about a word people avoid: self sabotage. You don't self sabotage because you are stupid or lazy. You self sabotage because a part of you still believes that suffering equals safety. I will give you an example. I once worked with a man who kept losing clients right after landing big contracts. Every time something good happens, his health will crash. His confidence will drop, his relationships will shake. When we went deeper, we found this truth. He grew up in a home where success was punished. His father used to say, "Don't fly too high, you'll fall harder." So his subconscious said, "Okay, better not fly." That's the kind of sabotage I'm talking about. Not laziness, loyalty to pain. And here is another truth no one tells you. Most people don't actually want to change. They want their circumstances to change, but not their identity. They want abundance without surrender. They want love without healing. They want peace without stillness. And I say this with love. It doesn't work that way. So if you are here listening to me, I want you to know I see you. Maybe you are tired of the cycles. Maybe you are sick of working on yourself and seeing nothing change. Maybe you are thinking, something must be wrong with me. But what if I told you you are not broken, you are just afraid? And you are not afraid of failure. You are afraid of expansion. You are afraid of letting go of who you used to be. You are afraid of the power you actually hold because nobody taught you how to hold it safely. Let's pause here together. Take a breath. Put your hand on your heart and whisper to yourself. You don't need more tools. You don't need more methods. You need honesty. Radical, brutal, beautiful honesty. Honesty about the ways you still try to prove yourself to people who don't care. Honesty about how much energy you are wasting trying to be palatable, acceptable, lovable according to someone else's blueprint. Honesty about the fact that your nervous system has learned to survive, not to thrive. Because let me tell you something, thriving feels unsafe when all you've ever known is survival. That's why when good things happen, you flinch, you sabotage, you pick fights, you procrastinate, you cast opportunities, you distract yourself. Because at a subconscious level, you are thinking, now you distract yourself. Now let's get even more honest. There is another layer to this that nobody talks about. It's not about trauma, it's not just beliefs, it's not even fear. It's identity addiction. You've spent decades building a personality that is based on your pain, the victim, the survivor, the achiever, the fixer, the healer, the rebel, the pleaser. And now I'm telling you, if you want to manifest a different reality, you have to die to that identity. Not literally, but energetically. You can't bring the old you into the future you are calling it. You want to manifest a new life? You are gonna have to stop being who you were trying to be. And that's terrifying. Because if I'm not the one who fixes everyone, who am I? If I'm not the one who always suffer, what do I do with joy? If I'm not the one who's strong all the time, will everyone still respect me? Let me say it clearly. Healing is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. Before the betrayals, before the abandonment, before you learn to tone yourself down just to be tolerated. So I'm asking you right now, not as your coach, not even as your teacher, but as someone who's walked this fire. Are you willing to disappoint the version of you that was built on fear in order to become the one built on truth? Because most people aren't. Most people say they want change until it threatens their identity. But if you want freedom, you have to be willing to let go of your favorite cage. Let's talk real life now. Let's talk about how these identity traps show up in your day-to-day reality. You say you want financial freedom, but every time money shows up, you push it away through guilt, overspending, procrastination. Why? Because your identity is built around being the struggle, the underdog, the one who fights hard, the one who proves their worth. You say one love, but when someone safe enters your life, you pick them apart. You feel bored. You sabotage. Why? Because your body is used to chaos because safety feels suspicious, because your identity is built around chasing, fixing, not receiving. And here is the most painful part. Some of you will hold onto this identity, even if it kills your dreams, even if it kills your relationships, even if it kills your joy. Because your brain would rather be right than be free. Your brain wants to prove its story. See, I told you love doesn't last. See, I told you money is hard to keep. See, I told you no one understands me. That's how deep the program goes. So what do we do? Simple. We wake up, we stop playing the game. We stop spiritualizing our avoidance and start telling the dumb truth. Because you can manifest a new life if you are still protecting the old pain. You have to choose comfort or truth, familiarity or freedom, identity or expansion. And no, that choice isn't easy. It will cost you something. It will cost you people. It will cost you roles. It will cost you the illusion that made you feel safe, but will give you, the real you, the one who doesn't need to chase, prove, earn, or hustle to feel worthy. And I want to say this especially to the men watching. I see you too. You've been taught to carry everything in silence, to suppress, to pretend, to stay strong while your soul is crumbling on the inside. But strength isn't silence. Strength is self honesty. Strength is saying, this story is no longer who I am. I work with men and women who are ready to break the trends. And the truth is, there is no masculine or feminine monopoly on pain. We all blend. We all long. We all self sabotage. But we can all also awaken. So I'm going to keep talking because I know this is landing for someone right now. Maybe you're crying. Maybe your heart is racing. Maybe you're frozen. But something in you knows you're not crazy. You're not broken. You're just awakening. And awakening hurts. Because once you see the lie, you can't unsee it. Once you realize the cage was open the whole time, you have to ask yourself, I will stop here for a breath, but I'm not done. If this is speaking to you, I want you to say, there is more, so much more. In the next segment, I will talk about how the subconscious defends trauma through logic. and how your rational mind has become the prison guard of your soul. But for now, comment if this hit you like truth. And now listen carefully. You've probably said this a million times. You've watched the videos, you've read the books, you've journaled affirmation, visualized and vision boarded, and still you repeat, you spiral, you attract the same patterns in a different outfit. Why? Because the mind that's trying to heal the pain is the same mind that was built by the pain. I will say again, the mind that's trying to heal the pain is the same mind that was built by the pain. That's what I call trauma logic. Is when your subconscious has built an entire belief system to make the pain make sense. And now you are addicted to those explanations. Let me give you an example. You say, whatever. Why? Because they do? Or because deep down there is a wounded child inside of you that expects to be abandoned and unconsciously test people to prove it. You say, whatever. Why? Because it's true? Or because you grow up around people who had to struggle for everything, and now your nervous system feels unsafe around ease? You say, why? Because people are untrustworthy? Or because you've never seen what healthy trust looks like? So every act of safety feels suspicious. Do you see what I mean? You are not living your truth. You are living your justifications. And this is the part where I might lose some of you because it's hard to hear. But it's the most important thing I will say today. Your mind is protecting your trauma more than it's protecting your potential. Let me say again. Your mind is protecting your trauma more than it's protecting your potential. So if pain is familiar, if rejection is familiar, if being overlooked is familiar, guess what you'll keep creating? Familiarity. Because to the subconscious mind, familiar equal safe. Even if it's toxic, even if it hurts, even if it keeps you small. And here's how it plays out in real life. You meet someone who's calm, kind, and steady, and you feel nothing. Why? Because they don't match your trauma's frequency. They don't activate your nervous system. They don't trigger your old wounds that you've mistaken for love. So instead of choosing peace, you chase chaos. You go back to the person who makes you anxious, the one who keeps you guessing, the one who reminds your body of home, even if home was painful. That's not love, that's trauma, re and attachment. That's trauma, reenactment, reenactment. I don't know how to say it. If the same with, it's the same with money. You say you want abundance, but you secretly believe you have to suffer to earn. So every time it presents itself, you sabotage it. You overwork, you underchange, you give more than you receive. You stay busy instead of alignment. You hustle instead of receive. Because somewhere inside you, suffering deserving. Suffering equal deserving. That's trauma logic. And until you see it for what it is, you will keep manifesting struggle while calling it just life. So what do? We start telling the truth. We say, this belief is not truth. It's a trauma response. This identity is not me. It's a survival mask. This pattern is not destiny. It's conditioning. And when the pain comes up, because it will come up, you don't run. You sit, you breathe, you speak to that part of you with love, not shame. Yeah. And yes, this takes time. Yes, it takes self-leadership. Yes, it takes emotional maturity. Yes, it takes patience and self-forgiveness. But hear me now. You can rewire your nervous system. You can reclaim your identity. You can choose alignment over addiction. You can choose expansion over protection. You can choose to live as if your life belongs to you, not to the story that broke you. I want to leave you with this thought before we go deeper. Your triggers are not your enemies. They are invitations. They are teachers. Every time something hurts, you have a choice. You can collapse back into the old narrative, or you can rise into a new level of awareness. That's what awakening is. It's not pretty, it's not perfect, but it's real. And real will always set you free. Yes, real will always set you free. We still have more to explore. The trauma of over responsibility, the nervous system addiction to guilt, the myth of high standards masking emotional avoidance, and how to actually anchor new identity through self-attunement. But I want to ask you something before we go there. Is this helping? Do you want to go deeper? Leave a comment so I know how it is. You already know this isn't about mindset, it's about identity. Because the truth is, you don't just think like a wounded version of you. You live like them. You make choices like them. You stay in relationships like them. You respond to opportunity like them. You don't need more affirmations. You need to stop living as a part self who didn't know what you know today. Let's pause here. Let's bring it closer. Because someone's listening right now and saying, but I want to change, I just don't know how. And I hear that and I honor that. But let me tell you the truth your soul has been waiting for. You do know how. You've always know how. You just didn't think you were allowed to become that version of you. See, real change doesn't come when you figure out the strategy. It comes when you stop negotiating with your old identity. Because healing is not about adding more. It's about subtracting everything you've used to survive. The mask, the people pleasing, the explanations, the pretending, the waiting, the apologize for existing. You don't need to become more. You need to become you. The you before the world taught you to shrink. You want the shortcut to freedom? Here it is. Stop making fear your God and start making truth your home. The truth is not soft and cute. The truth will break you open. It will show you where you've been lying to yourself. It will comfort you with everything you've tolerated. But it will never abandon you. Truth is the most loyal guide you'll ever have. Because once you live from truth, you don't need control. You become magnetic. Not for what you chase, but for what you are. So, let's talk about the real prison, mental overthinking. You are not tired because of life. You are tired because of resistance. The daily inner war of, should I say this or not? What if they leave? What if I fail again? What if this is the wrong choice? What will they think? What? This is not mental clarity. It's mental slavery. And you've been living under a dictatorship of your mind. A mind that has not been taught how to serve your soul, but how to protect your fears. The purpose of the mind is not to be in control. The mind is a servant, a translator, an executor. But if you don't lead it, it will lead you. And it will lead you back to everything familiar, not everything possible. Let's get real honest now. How many times have you walked away from alignment because comfort was louder? How many times have you said, I'm fine, when your whole body screamed, I'm breaking? How many times have you self-abandoned for a smile or a fake peace? This is what costs energy. Not your job, not your partner, not your dreams. What drains you is negotiating with what drains you is negotiating with what you've already outgrown. You want power? Power comes when you cut off the escape doors. Maybe I'll go back, maybe I'll explain it one more time, maybe they will change if I'm nicer, maybe I will try to be more patient, maybe. No, no more maybes. You don't get to create a new life while still keeping a window open to the old one. Let me ask you, if your higher self walked into your life right now, would they recognize the way you are living? Will they see courage or compromise? Will they see alignment or apology? Would they feel your truth or your fear? And more importantly, would you allow yourself to become them? Because everything you want is on the other side of that decision. No next week, no next year, right now. I want to leave you with one powerful reframe here. You are not afraid of failure. You are afraid of letting go of your story. Because when the story dies, the excuses die. And when the excuses die, freedom begins. But freedom is uncomfortable at first because it's not silent. It asks you to choose. It asks you to act. It asks you to leave. It asks you to stay where it's hard but true. It asks you to break cycles in public and build new ones in private. And you won't always be understood. But you will finally feel free. Take a deep breath. Feel this in your chest, your stomach, your legs. You are not here to repeat. You are here to rise. You can do everything right. You can clear your energy, recite your affirmation, visualize your future, and still feel like something is missing. Why? Because most of us are building new lives on top of old pain. We're manifesting from trauma timelines. We are creating from places that still carry grief, guilt, fear. And when your nervous system doesn't feel safe with what you are calling in, it will unconsciously sabotage it. Not because you're broken, I told you, but because your body is still trying to protect you from the unknown. Can I tell you the biggest lie in the spiritual world? That healing means being happy all the time? No. Real healing looks like crying in the car, having hard conversations, letting go of people you love, choosing peace over chaos, even when chaos feels more familiar. Healing isn't aesthetic, it's messy, it's raw, it's real. But it's also the most powerful act of rebellion in a world that wants you to disconnect it from yourself. Let's take this even deeper. You know why many people don't trust themselves? Because their inner voice has been hijacked by outside noise. I should want this. They said this is what success looks like. Maybe I'm just being too sensitive. No, you are not too sensitive. You are deeply intuitive. You are picking up on everything because your soul has always been turned to truth. But you've been gaslit by a world that profits from your doubt. You weren't born insecure. You were taught to second guess your knowing. So, how do we return to inner authority? Start here. If it drains your peace, it's not yours. If it silences your soul, it's not alignment. If it makes you question your worth, it's not your path. If you need to become someone else to be loved, it's not love. Because the truth is this: the version of you that's still trying to be palatable, pleasing, perfect, will never meet their power. Only the version of you that is free, raw, messy, true, will ever taste what alignment actually feels like. Let's talk about leadership. True leadership isn't about followers, it's about embodiment. You lead by how you carry your truth. You lead by how you stay calm in chaos. You lead by how you return to yourself, even when the world pulls you in a tender directions. People don't follow perfection, they follow realness. Your truth is your brand. Your authenticity is your magnetism. Stop editing yourself to be liked. Start revealing yourself to be felt. I want you to hear this. There is nothing more powerful than someone who is no longer afraid of being misunderstood. Because once you stop performing, you become a force of nature. Not everyone will like you, but the right ones will recognize you. Let me close this with this. You are not here to convince. You are here to create. You are not here to be chosen. You are here to choose yourself. You are not here to shrink. You are here to become the mirror that wakes others up. So let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them go. You are not here to fit in. You are here to shift timelines. And the moment you embody that, nothing can stop what's already yours. All right. So take a breath with me now. Because I know we've traveled far today, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. We've uncovered the roof of fragmentation, the ways you've been pulled, the ways you are survived by performing instead of living. And now we arrive at the age of the most important truth. We are not here to keep facing yourself. You are not here to keep fixing yourself. You are not broken. You are not a puzzle to solve. You are a gateway, the channel, the divine spark of coherence that's been buried beneath years of noise. And I want to speak directly to the part of you that still doesn't believe it. The part that feels like it needs another certification, or one more relationship, or the perfect morning routine before you are finally allowed to be powerful. Let me say it clearly. The portal is not out there. The coherence, the wholeness, the peace you've been searching for, it lives inside of you. But it won't emerge through control. It emerges through permission. Permission to not know who you are right now. Permission to not have the words. Permission to unravel what was never truly yours. Because you cannot manifest from a shell. You cannot manifest while holding your breath. You cannot manifest while performing aligned behavior that isn't aligned with your truth. So now, as we move into this final part together, I want to ask you something you might never been asked. And if you're still listening, if you've stayed with me through this entire time, then I know something about you. You are ready to stop chasing truth. You are ready to start embodying truth. Are you ready? Are you ready to change? Let's pause here and go deeper. Because the truth is, we are the most disconnected generation and yet the most desperate for connection. We scroll, we consume, we seek the next viral breakthrough. But how many of us actually sit, breath, feel? Let's be real. Most people don't want healing. They want relief. They want to stop hurting. But they don't want to meet the heart. They want confidence without comforting the shame. They want love without grieving the loss. They want power without facing their powerlessness. But that's not how coherence is created. That's not how we manifest. That's not how we came into union with the quantum field. So if you want to be different, truly different, you must choose differently. You must stop trying to be good and start being real. You must stop outsourcing your voice to coaches, therapists, partners, parents, algorithms, and start listening to your own internal resonance. And yes, that takes guts. It takes self responsibility. It takes willingness to be misunderstood, to be alone for a season, to lose the people you were never supposed to keep. But what you gain is priceless. A nervous system that trusts itself, a mind that follows the heart, a body that no longer contracts in shame every time it wants something more. And this is where the real manifestation begins. Let me give you a practical truth. Manifestation is not a visual board. It is a state of coherence that attracts to you what is already aligned with your essence. But most of you are manifesting from fractured energy. Your inner child wants one thing, your survivor mind wants another, your spiritual ego wants a third. And so nothing happens, or worse, you attract chaos. Coherence is when all of you agrees. It's when the body, mind, and soul say the same thing. And the only way to reach that level of power is to start telling the truth to yourself every day. Are you telling the truth when you say you want a partner? Or are you afraid to be alone? Are you telling the truth when you say you want abundance? Or are you trying to avoid being seen? Are you telling the truth when you say you want to heal? Or are you secretly addicted to your suffering because it's familiar? There is no shame in any of this, but there is power in naming it. So name it. Come back into coherence. Come back into your body. Come back into alignment with what's actually matter. That's the entire purpose of this work. Not to make you better, but to remind you of who you are when nothing is performing. Before we close, I want to say this. You don't need to figure out all out tonight. You don't need to go from disempowered to magnetic in 24 hours. All you need is willingness. Willingness to sit with yourself. Willingness to listen. Willingness to be brutally honest about where you are and radically committed to where you want to go. And if you are in that space where your soul is saying, I can go back to who I was yesterday, then I want to walk with you. You can message me if you want to book a one-on-one private session where we'll go out of the noise, strip away the mask, and rebuild your manifestation power from a place of truth. Just email me at manifestwithmarinela@gmail.com and I will tell you exactly how the session works and what we can create together. This is not about coaching. It's not about being better. It's about becoming real. And if you want to go deeper into this work every day, I also have a free Telegram channel where we are in the middle of a 40 days manifestation journal. You'll find the link in the comments. Each day is a practice, a breakthrough, a mirror, You are not alone in this. We are building a different world, one truth at a time. So, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting my words land in your body. Thank you for the sacredness of your time. And if this life spoke to your soul, share it with someone who needs it, with someone who's still lost in the noise. Together, we clear the fog. Together, we create coherence. I love you. I see you. And I will meet you in the next one. Marinela.